What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about whether Leetcode style interviews are more beneficial to computer science majors than non-computer science majors. Let's get to it. Yeah, so one of the big arguments that I see against Leetcode a lot online is that people think that people with computer science degrees are more qualified for these Leetcode style interviews than, let's say, some self-taught person, because the self-taught person is probably doing projects and things like that. But you also have to take into account the 4 years or more that the degree holder spent actually learning the data structures and algorithms, whereas you can spend, let's say, a few months, a year, or even more than that if you want to do Leetcode problems and learn the same stuff on your own. And even in college, they're not using their data structures and algorithms to the degree that you might be envisioning if you're not from a college. People that I know from college, they don't know all the data structures and how to use them, the ins and outs, as much as these interviews are actually requesting of them anyway. So, in my opinion, I think Leetcode style interviews kind of levels the playing field for people like me with no degree, and even someone with, let's say, an art degree or something. You know, we can all just rise to the occasion, do some Leetcode, grind on Leetcode, HackerRank, whatever it is, and we can do the interviews like computer science majors do. And I think that's one of the core things that makes the community kind of hate the Leetcode style interview, because, wouldn't you be mad if you spent years of your life to get this degree, and then other people can just hop on the wagon and say like, oh, I can do that too, right? Which I'm not discounting what they did. You know, computer science degree is amazing, and it really opens lots of doors to you. But the knowledge that you gain is not exclusive to college or whatever work you put in towards that degree. You can learn everything that you learned in that degree in your college for your classes and whatever online for free. And it just takes more drive and more research to find the avenues to get the correct knowledge.
You mean like that it's our game board taped to a piece of paper?
Do you think this is a problem?
So another thing that I've seen people talk about is how they think Leetcode style algorithms and data structures don't really appear in real life programming. And the only other person that I've seen really talk about this is Nick White. I really love his channel. If you like computer science content, really go check it out. He has some hilarious content, and he's also insanely good at Leetcode. And I think he works for Algo Expert now, which is crazy. But yeah, he says that he was just like, you really don't use a hash map. You don't ever use a hash map in your programming. Okay. And I completely agree with him, because whenever you're programming, let's say, for example, a year or two ago, okay, I started my first job, and I was programming just garbage code, right? And I didn't realize it was garbage until I started Leetcoding and learning more about data structures and algorithms. And I actually did have some computer science classes under my belt, because I did go to college for a few years before I dropped out. And still, I didn't realize that I was, the hash map just completely blew my mind once I learned how to use it. And it just completely improved my code so much. And I'm sure if I got better at binary trees or whatever, that could improve my code somehow too. And I think that's the real reason why these companies are going with these Leetcode style interviews, is because if you are a good problem solver and you know what good code looks like, you're more likely to write good code versus someone who has no idea. And let's say you go with the main argument where you can just Google all these data structures and algorithms. Well, you're not going to know where to begin to Google in the first place if you don't know how to utilize these tools, right? And while we're talking about tools, let's say some companies like to use React or whatever, and a lot of people think that they should be studying React or studying Angular, studying whatever particular tool that they're working on at the time. And some companies do hire based off of how well you know how to use the tool right off the top of your head, you know. And I personally, I don't think that's the best method of hiring, but some people still do it. It's just that frameworks and tools like that are just like a flavor of the week almost. And if you don't have the fundamental building blocks of programming, then I mean, you're not gonna be able to utilize those tools to their greatest potential anyway. If you know React but you barely know JavaScript, then that React app is probably gonna be leaving some things to be desired. Whereas someone who really knows their JavaScript and they're writing a React program, they can get up to speed and make probably a really great React app that a React web app that kills it and probably has a lot less to scrutinize, and which means less bugs, just less bugs, errors, things like that in general. Which means for the bottom line of the business that they're gonna be making more money, losing less on like outages or loss of customers, things like that. Alright, so I want to know what you guys think. Do you like Leetcode style interviews or not? Let me know down in the comment section below. And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content like this, that's what's going to let me know if I should or not. I'll see you next week. This is Code Funny out. Peace.